follow me on Instagram at I am Stephanie Rene, and Twitter, Stephanie Rene TV, Snapchat, The Ebony Angel. Yes, I have a lot of social media names. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing this Bellatique lace closure. It's a 3-part. I got this from my local beauty supply for, drum roll please, $59.99. It is the average brown color. On the back, they have this website, Venetian Hair, www.venetianhair.com. I'm not familiar with it. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'll put that below. So, Atlanta Beauty Depot, 2388 Cobb Parkway. Come check them out because they're Black owned. I'll shop anywhere, but they're Black owned. And they have great customer service. So this is what it was in. And this is how it's packaged. This is a full lace closure with a 3-part. So let's open it. I'll go ahead and snap it off since I'm here. So this is what we have. If you can see through, you can see 1, 2, 3. This is a 3-part lace closure. I didn't take the net off. They had it separated with hairpins. Unfortunately, the knots were not bleached. And you can see this. So far, so good. With the 3-part, you can pretty much have that center part. Like so, let's show you. You can have a center part or either side. And it has that extra volume. If you like, I'm gonna have this installed for my birthday. And I'm excited. DemondCulberson, the one who always does my hair, is gonna hook me up. So what we're going to do today with the Bellatique lace closure, we have Kaleidocolors. I like to use this because it brings out a more natural hue for the lace. And when you have a lace, you want it to lay on your skin and be just about the same skin tone. Well, I will say that this brown lace is pretty good because it's close to my skin tone. So you have Kaleidocolors. I'll list all of these products below. And this was about $2 or $3 from the local beauty supply, $1.99, something like that. I purchased Superstar 40 volume developer. This was $1.99. I didn't buy a lot because I'm not dyeing the hair. I'm only bleaching the knots on the closure. I also got the Shimmering Lights, and this is a blonde or silver shampoo. What it does is, if if the bleach is too bright, this will help balance it out. Some people use toner, but this also works. And anytime you're using any type of color, I don't care if it's boxed or not, as long as it's permanent, use some type of neutralizing shampoo because this will definitely stop the process. I have my Mazzani brush and I have my bowl. So what I do is make sure this is completely dry. This was $1.49 when I purchased it a while ago. You take the color and you put it in the bowl. So you make sure you're extremely careful, and trust me, you do not need a lot of this. So just put a little bit in there, and then if you have a Ziploc bag, make sure you put it in a Ziploc bag so it doesn't get everywhere. So I don't need a lot. So if you can see, I'm putting a little bit in the bowl. And then you put this to the side because this is bleach. Well, that's the, yeah, that's the bleach. And then this is the developer. Now, when bleaching a closure, you want the consistency of this to be thick like a paste. So I take this and I pour just a little bit. If you all can see it, well, it's about the same color. It starts to blend together. And I start to mix this. Ooh, be extremely careful. You want it to be thick. You don't want it to be runny at all, because if you have it too runny, it will bleed through to your hair. And you definitely don't want that. So, if you can see this, it's starting to mix, but you want it to be extremely smooth, but not too much. So I added a little bit more so I could utilize all of the developer. And then I don't want to wash it too much because I want the parts to stay in, but they're pretty much set in stone, these 3 parts. So this is the consistency. It's not too thick. It's just right. Like, it's not just dripping off the brush. So that means it's not gonna seep through the net. You have to be extremely careful so that it doesn't seep through. And make sure you are working on a surface that does not stain, that you can wipe off easily. I'm in my bathroom and I'm gonna remove some of this from the counter. And this is where I'm going to begin. So I have my closure. This is thick, especially near the front. So you just take it like that and apply it really thick. And don't do it too much because you don't want it to bleed down into the hair. So now you have to be extremely careful. I'm done applying the Collider colors to my closure, and you can tell that in the front, it is going through the parts to help bleach the thing. Hi, one way to help speed up the process is using a blow dryer. You take your blow dryer, turn it on, and heat it up. The closure off. Most of the knots did in fact bleach. I'm not sure if you can see up close, but when bleaching it, it leaves sort of a brassy skin tone underneath. You really have to be in person to see it. So what I do first is take this, put that on really, really well, and massage it in, because you want no parts of this bleach eating away at your lace closure that you've spent money for. There are so many different levels to lace closures. Some cost a lot of money, well over $100. This one was not that much, so I wanted to try it out. So make sure you get that clean. And I think me just rinsing it did well, because what this neutralizing shampoo does, it's a red stop. So the soap will be red if you have any dyes in it. So make sure you get that really, really good. And what I'm gonna do once I'm done, I'm gonna separate it back into the separate section. So this is the closure when it's wet. And it's still soft, no major curl, but it's not bad. So I have neutralized my closure, and now I'm going to correct the color. utilizing this. So the same way, I put it on and I massage it in. And this is how it looks. I made sure everything was baked in. The lace closure is now bleached, cleaned, and toned. So when it's parted down that center, it is a nice part that almost looks like the color of my skin. And let me show you guys. So it doesn't look artificial. So this is it. I'm gonna let it dry, and you can tell that the parts are pretty much still in the closure. I'm going to separate them again, and voila, my 3-part closure. So I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, message below. Make sure you add and subscribe.